Hey everybody, my name is Ashley Rush and I'm an independent creative memories advisor located in North Carolina. Today I'm doing something a little different. I am creating a video that I've actually already created, but before you come at me with like repeating content, this is one of the very first videos I created almost 2 years ago, okay? Almost 2 years ago. It's one of the ones that kind of makes me cringe to watch it. I can't stand the sound of my voice. I can't stand the lighting. I just can't stand it. And I don't think you guys can stand it either because it has some of the fewest views on this channel despite being one of the oldest. So I decided I was going to take a second, redo it, and see if you guys like it better once it's been redone. So this is a video all about the Creative Memories 12-inch trimmer. For today's video, I really want to focus on our Creative Memories 12-inch trimmer. This trimmer, I truly believe, is one of the best on the market. I absolutely love it. And it has some great features that some people aren't aware of and they don't know how to use properly. Today, I'm really going to draw your attention to this cutting track. The track is where our housing unit that holds our blade rests. Now, this cutting track is great. It's made of a metal, so it's very sturdy, but along the cutting track, there is also a ruler. So you always know exactly where your blade is on your piece of paper. Now that ruler can be used for a wide variety of things. The first I'm going to show you is how to use the ruler to create 4 5x7 mats out of a single sheet of 12x12 paper. Now, 5x7, like that's kind of hard. Most people would go straight to cutting like a 5-inch line, and then that gives you a 12-inch, which then you get a 5x7 mat followed by a 5x5 mat. So if you are using the ruler here on our track, you will actually be able to get multiple 5x7 mats out of one sheet of paper. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is line my paper up. Now, the second thing you need to know, other than the fact that there are measurements on your track, is that your housing unit itself is 2 inches long. And there is a line in the center, so from the center to the outside is 1 inch, and then the same is true from the center to the outside is 1 inch. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is line your paper up at 5 inches. Okay, and you're going to start from 7 and go up. Now, when I am looking down upon my trimmer, I can't actually see the 7. But remember, our housing unit is 2 inches long. The center to the outside is 1 inch. So if I find 8 on my track here, then I know that my blade is actually sitting at 7. So I can, from there, just cut up. All right. And then you are just going to rotate. Again, I'm marking at 5. Okay. I'm going to put my track down. And I'm going to bring my blade so that I'm at that 8-inch mark, which means my blade is at the 7-inch. And I'm just going to go ahead and push up. All right, right here I have my first 5x7 mat. I'm going to give my paper another quarter turn. Again, marking at the 5. The great thing about this is that you never have to open that arm, right? Because you're only using this 5-inch measurement. This one I can go all the way down because I've already cut that part. Here's my second 5x7 mat. Give my paper a quarter turn. Mark at that 5. And again, I should be able to go all the way down. So here I have 4 5x7 mats, and I even get this cutesy little square that is 2 by 2 inches. Now, if you don't believe me that these are 5x7, I've got a 5x7 marking here on the bed of my trimmer. I can hold my papers up to that, and yep, I've got 5x7 here, 5x7 here, and they're all the same. So I have 4 5x7 mats. Now, if you, maybe you don't have a steady hand or you are afraid of cutting, you can also use a handy dandy paper clip, or what are these called? Not just paper clips. There's a special name for them. Oh, binder clips, binder clips. And you can use your binder clips to help stop your housing unit where it needs to go. So I'm going to put that right there so that when I pull this down, I'm going to hit that bumper and I know it's time to stop. And I think Megan Jacks was one of the first people to come up with this. The other handy dandy use of these binder clips is when you're traveling, you can put your housing unit all the way at the top or bottom, put down your arms, and this will keep your housing unit from bouncing around in your bag when you are traveling. So isn't that like a fun little feature? So let me show you how to use this in practice. I'm actually going to pull out a sheet of designer paper, and I want to make a frame with this. So instead of cutting all the way to the edges, I'm going to make sure that I have about a 1-inch frame all the way around. Right? So I'm putting my binder clip, I'm bringing my housing unit up to the very top. If you guys check here, you'll see that I've got my housing unit is stopping at the 2. If you tilt it, you can see that my my center unit is on the 1. So with that in mind, I'm going to put my binder clip right here so that I create a little bit of a bumper. And I'm going to flip this up. I'm actually going to start it at the bottom. I will need to open up my arm. I'm going to bring this to 11 inches because I want to have a 1-inch, I want to have a 1-inch border. Now, if I really want to make this easy on myself, I can get a second binder clip. Let me go ahead and do that. So with this one, I want to make sure my blade stops at 11, so my housing unit is going to get down to the 12-inch mark. I'm going to put my binder clip there to serve as a bumper. I can flip this over and double check. Yep, that's hitting where I want it to. All right, so again, I'm going to open up my arm. Come to 11. All right. Close my arm. My trimmer blade should be within my 2 bumpers here. I'm just going to keep going until I get the bump. I'm going to rotate this. Line up again at the 11. And I'm just going to continue. So here I now have created a perfect 1-inch frame and a perfect 10 by 10 square from the interior. Now this frame you can use in a super cute way. You can just layer it over top of, you know, a base page, or put it on a piece of cardstock or another piece of decorative paper. And haven't we created a super cute, fun background for our scrapbook pages? Now let's make some cute mat to go with this. I'm going to use this ice purple 5x7 mat we created, but I don't want it to have so much space, and I want it to sort of mimic this frame we have made here. So I'm going to attempt to cut a 4x6 mat out of the interior of my 5x7 mat. So I want to do a 1/2 inch border on either side. So I'm going to move this 5-inch down to 4.5, and I'm going to start my bumper at 6.5, which would be 7.5 here for my housing unit. I'm going to bring my housing unit until I see 1.5. Right? Now I can give that a 1/4 turn. And I'm going to bring in my mat, line it up at 6.5. I'm going to start it at that 1.5 line. I'm going to go until the edge of my housing unit gets to that 5.5 point. And now I can give it a 1/4 turn. So here I'm lining up again at the 4.5 inch mark. I have my housing unit starting at the 7.5 inch mark on my track here. And now I can just go all the way up until my line that's on the side of the housing unit matches up with the line that's already cut into the paper here. Give it one last 1/4 turn. Line it up at the 6.5. Once again, now I can, most of the work is done for me. I'm going to start that line here on my housing unit at the cut line that I see on my paper, and just bring it down to the next cut line. So now I have created a 4x6 mat from my 5x7, giving me a perfect little frame that I can add to my page here. Now, how cute would it be to put a maybe slightly smaller than 4x6 photo in here? So maybe like a 5x3 or something. And then you could still always put in a little journaling piece right here. Maybe another 4x6 photo there, and title here. All right, did you guys enjoy that video? Did you pick up some new tips and tricks to use with your trimmer? Was it stuff you already knew before? I really enjoy pointing out things with our trimmer because despite it being very popular and a very good trimmer, there are just so many features that people don't know anything about. So I love my trimmer and I love showing it off. I did not, let me reach behind me here. I did not put my binder clip in place on my cutting track to store my blades. So I'm going to start doing that more often thanks to the advisors who figured that out to begin with and have been passing that along. It's a great tip. Are there other tools that you guys want to learn more about, or do you guys want more do you want more trimmer tips and tricks? I would be happy to help you guys out with that. In the meantime, if there's anything in this video i.e. the trimmer, that you guys would like to get, make sure you check out my Creative Memories website. It is always linked in the description of this video, and you can see it displayed here as well. If you guys are looking for more ways to connect, make sure you check out my Facebook and Instagram. I am posting daily content there, and it is the best way to reach me one-on-one. All right, guys, I look forward to seeing you guys next week for another video.